what upsets me is they had something that no one else had. They had a look about them, they had an attitude, and now I kind of see that they just look like all the other bands. You know what I'm saying, David?
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing that makes them stand out like we used to stand out. I mean, we'd walk into a room, you'd take a heart attack. I mean, you knew we were there. Now, I don't know. That's the only thing that kind of bothers me about the band. I mean, their music is really good. I like it. Like I said, though, I don't play heavy metal anymore. Or maybe I am playing it, I don't even know it. But I try to gear more to being, not really musically, because rock and roll isn't much music. It's 3 chords. But I'm playing with a lot more soul, a lot more feeling. And that's what it's all about, I think.
So what's this, there's definite plans then to take this band out on the road then?
Oh, yes. No doubt about it.
Okay, and
we're hoping to be in the studio as soon as possible because we've been, like I said, working our asses off at rehearsals every night. And hopefully in another month or 2 months we should be recording. And at least by the middle of the summer, I'd like to have this band either tour in Europe or go to Japan or start in the other sections of the United States.
Yeah,
it's a great visual group, by the way. These guys really work out on stage. I mean, they're really a lot of energy. This chick is like a white James Brown, you know, a white Elvis Presley. She's got so much movement in her that she just would blow you away. She makes Madonna look like a virgin. And she makes Sheila look like she belongs in a garbage can. I'm just so impressed with her. I mean, she's really a super girl, a super entertainer.
Well,
I've always geared to great entertainers.
When you take this, when the band goes out on the road, you do plan on playing some of your old material, don't you?
Of my stuff?
Well, I mean, like, you don't ever foresee the day giving up playing Bat, do you?
I hope not. I'd love to put that in the show. I haven't brought it up to the band yet, but I would like to do that in the show, sure, man, because I don't want to lose my old fans. I surely don't want to lose them. And I'd like to even incorporate my Kiss fans in with Jane fans. You know, I still have a pretty good following. I still get a lot of respect from my fans, and I don't want to ever forget them. And I think we will, sure. Sure.
So what makes you keep going on here now? You know,
what makes you keep going on?
Well, as far as like, you know, what makes you want to keep, you know, with your music career? Just
I don't know. I'm addicted. I'm just addicted. I've been vaccinated with a Victrola needle, and I'm hooked on rock and roll.
You still remember them old lyrics? I've been listening to that album the last couple of days when
Isn't that a great album?
When he told me that I was going to do the interview, that it would be okay. It's like, you know, you have to get yourself really hyped up for it, and the best way to do it.
Me too, man. I'm having a beer right now as I'm talking to you. I still get very excited when I do interviews.
That's great.
I'll tell you, I like the Let Me Rock You album. Did you hear that?
Oh yeah, you can have 3 copies. I
kind of dig that album.
I have the 2 that
that Vinny, what's his name, Steve Stevens wrote.
Oh, that's fantastic. He's a hell of a guitar player.
Too, man. What upsets me with that album is they never released it here.
They should have.
They kind of fucking shelved me. They put a great album like that on a shelf when it should have been released in the United States. Not only for me, but for guys like you and for my Kiss fans, man. A lot of them never heard that album, and it breaks my heart.
Yeah, well, I went out of my way to get it, and I got 3.
I bet you did.
Well, I have there's 3 different covers they had. The one that had you on the front, and then they flopped it. The front and the back were flopped, and then I bought the Japanese one too. You know.
Oh, man.
Well, since I do
have the Japanese one, you know a guy named Fat Vinny?
I've heard of him, but we've never really got.
Well, this guy's probably got more Kiss paraphernalia in his basement than anybody in the world, and he gave me the Japanese version, and I love it. But you know, getting back to Out of Control, that song "Hooked on Rock and Roll" is what I'm all about. You know, when it all gets pushed aside.
You're slipping here, Peter. That's on your first solo album, the Peter Criss one.
Oh, I'm sorry. Man. But that song is what it's all about.
I'll tell you, now this is something to tell my friends. I had to correct Peter. He's fucking up on his own career, you know.
I'm David, I'll tell you. I'm not old yet. You know, my time's different than your time. I only got up an hour ago. So I'm not fully awake yet.
Yeah, I've been awake all day. You know.
Excuse me?
I said I've been awake all day.
Yeah, I will never stop playing rock and roll. I'm just addicted to it. I love it. I love playing for people, and I like to see their faces light up when I play. It's something, man. I don't know. I got soul. It's in my soul. It's in my heart, and I thank God for that. I really do. You know, I can't stop playing, man. There's too many kids that love the way I play. I got my brother-in-law here, whose name is Christopher, and he's a drummer. And I'm teaching him a whole lot of shit now, and he's going to be I'll probably want to produce his band eventually. But that will be my goal. My main object in this life is I'd love to get into producing and be a drummer's producer. You know, where a band that really favors their drums would want me to produce them because I'm a drummer, and I know that sound that they want. So maybe when I get older, I'll do that. I'll get into producing. But as it is now, I'm still young, and I still love playing.
When you guys did Kiss Me Stefano at the Park, you expressed a lot of interest to do, movie.
What's that?
So when you guys did Kiss...
It goes on and off here.
Oh, okay. When you guys did Kiss Me Stefano at the Park, you talked a lot about wanting to go into acting. How's things looking with that? You still interested?
Yeah, if I could get a part on Miami Vice. I think that show, I'd love to get a part on that, but not serious acting, I don't think, I probably could get into it, but I'm into my music more. I'll leave the acting to Gene Simmons.
I guess you've seen some of the stuff he's done, huh?
Well, if you want to call it that.
Did you?
I don't think he's Al Pacino or Robert De Niro, but it's cool for what he does.
Did you see the way he looks for Never Too Young to Die dressed as the woman? The hermaphrodite? Yeah.
No, but I've seen Gene dressed like a woman backstage. He looked pretty funny. I mean, we went to the concert many years ago. I think it was in Cleveland. They'd probably remember. And it was our last show, and we were wild. So we sent Paul's family out to like a Woolworths or a J.C. Penney's. And he brought back 4 dresses and wigs and pocketbooks and high heels. And we put it all on, and we got out of the limousine dressed like that, and everybody freaked out. And I saw Gene. Gene had a red wig on and a polka dot dress, and so I got Gene many different ways. I miss those days. I talk about them, and it brings back memories, but they were great days.
They were.
I'm going to have to write a book someday.
That would be quite interesting.
Yeah, I think I will. I'll do a biography about how crazy it really all was.
You could fill up a book probably just on Ace's jokes alone.
Oh, God, Ace and I are still very close, We're still very good friends.
Yeah. I'll never forget, I interviewed Ace in October, and then he invited us over to the Hard Rock Cafe when he donated his guitar. I don't think I'll ever forget that day when he sat there and did that, because that was really a big thing for him.
Definitely.
Yeah. You haven't, they haven't talked with you yet, the one out in California, about donating anything, have they?
No, but if they do, I will.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what, but I do have a lot of different drums, and I still have my costumes and many of that stuff, but I would never give that up. That's too much for me. But I would definitely donate something. Oh, sure.
Yeah, that was
like I say, Ace and I still keep in touch. I know his manager, George Stewart, actually manages Vinnie Vincent.
Yeah, George is a nice guy. He was the one who arranged the interview with Ace. And matter of fact, I called him today. I think he's in California. He was out of state. I talked to his wife.
George, yeah. Maybe if he is, he'll give me a ring because God, we used to torture him when he was my road manager at Kiss.
Mm-hmm.
The things Ace and I would do to that guy was unbelievable. But he's a good guy. He's got Vinny a good deal, and I think he'll do well for Ace. And like I say, we still keep in touch. Ace's wife, Jeanette, is godmother to my daughter, Jenny Lee, so we're still pretty close family. I do not talk to Gene and Paul. I haven't talked to them in a long, long time. But I think of them often.
So what kind of stuff did you do to George? I'm interested now. I need...
What's that?
So what kind of stuff did you do to George? As much as I talk to him, I want some good stuff to use.
I don't know if I can tell you what I've done to George, but I've done a lot of pain and torture to him. I've tortured George a lot. I mean, but all road managers get that. But I just think Ace and I were the best at doing it. I mean, we would just blow his mind. All kinds of crap.
You haven't seen George in the dress now, have you?
No, I've not seen George in the dress. I've seen George in other things, but not in the dress. I'm not going to blow George away on an interview. I'm trying to be very kind these days to everybody around me because things have been going so good for me that the karma is on a high level point, and it's important to me. I just find if you're nice to people, it comes back to you even better. So
yeah, well, George has a good sense.
I'm not a bad guy. I'm a pretty decent down to earth.
Yeah, George has a great sense of humor. You know.
Oh, he's terrific. He's terrific. When I just moved here, I was only living here a month, and I had, I think a couple of drinks from him or something at some restaurant downtown LA. And he looked terrific. He was tired, but it was good to get together. And I told him then I was looking for a manager, and I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know what direction I was going in. I was a little mixed up. And then he said it'll all happen for me. He said I looked great, and I was in a great spirit of playing. And it did. It happened like a couple of weeks after he left. Bingo, everything hit the fan.
Yeah, he's a really nice guy. You know, I really like George a lot. You know, you'll notice too. In this month, Face has put out a special tribute to Kiss. It's called Metal Muscle, and it has some old stuff. There's very few pictures of you, but there is some stuff with you in there. And yeah, we have a full page.
You gotta send me this stuff, David.
Well, what would you like? You know, send you anything.
Send me things, man. Come on. I'll do all the interviews you want. If you send me things to my office so I can read, get off. I love reading. I love reading stuff about Kiss. You know, I like all that.
Okay, well, I'll send you a total thing of everything that we did last year. You know, the whole membership kit and, you know, the whole deal, so you can see everything that the Kiss Force is all about.
I'd love that. That would be very nice. You know, I've saved I have all my Kiss paraphernalia in my garage. I still have the dolls and lunch boxes and school bags. I put them all aside for my kid when she gets to appreciate it.
Oh, you kidding? I still have all that.
No,
you
me
know?
too. When we were on TV a few weeks ago, that Kiss Meets the Phantom.
Oh, that was great.
I loved it. My kid was looking at it. She said, "Is that you, Dad?" Oh, God, you look kind of weird. And she loved it. So I had to get a copy of it. Now she watches it all the time.
Well, as long as she doesn't see you in a dress, I guess she'll be okay, huh?
Well, she saw me. She wanted me to fly around the house, man, and shoot lasers out of my eyes. You know what that was like? I couldn't do that.
Oh, come on, Dad, you can do it.
Yeah, sure. She's my biggest fan. She's going to be a great performer. She's already dancing and singing, and she comes down to rehearsal every so often. And I told her on my opening night at the concert, because we'll probably do we're going to have to do a showcase here in town. And she sees this big limousine we always pass. God, the thing must be the size of it's so huge. It has a swimming pool in it. And she's hooked on this, so I told her on my opening night I'll get it for her and let her take it to the concert.
You can buy her own little limo one day, huh?
Well, they're fun to spoil, man. You know, she lives with musicians, my kid. She's being raised with artists, and I think that's sensational.
Oh, it is. I bet that's a hell of a lifestyle to have.
Well, she's like, you know, she's just always around musicians and up people and people who are very intelligent, and it wears off, and she's so bright. It's beautiful.